This is Amanda. I'm the managing director here at Stage 32, and I wanted to share with you an exciting success story that we have from the Stage 32 community. In front of me today, I have Joe Downey, who is the writer of Chick Fight, a film starring Malin Ackerman, Alec Baldwin, and Bella Thorne. And we are excited because the film has some interesting roots to the Stage 32 community. So Joe, before we get started, I have a couple questions for you. Are you based in Hollywood?
No.
Have you ever been to film school?
No.
Have you ever gone to a professional writing school or had professional writing training?
No.
Prior to this, did you have any connections in the business?
No, not at all. No.
So what you're saying is that you wrote a script, and through your connections on Stage 32, you now have a feature film starring Malin Ackerman, Alec Baldwin, and Bella Thorne that is released in theaters.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my goodness, Joe. So I am excited to start talking about that. So can you tell us a little bit about you and where you're based, and a little bit more about your creative career?
Yeah, no, I'm just a guy. I live in Pittsburgh, PA, and it's getting close to 10 years now where I just decided I wanted to try it, and I had never had any. I never took a creative writing class, never took a screenwriting class. Had, like you said, no contacts whatsoever. But one day I just bought Final Draft, and I just read everything I could about the craft itself, and I tried to learn as much as I could before I started writing. And I knew if it was ever going to work, I kind of, with no contacts, being 3,000 miles away from anything going on, I knew I needed an advocate. So it didn't really make sense to me to pitch one producer. And when I started searching around, I found you guys. I found Stage 32, and I just decided that I was going to start dialoguing with a couple of your employees, because I didn't know who to pitch, and like I said, I needed somebody. I didn't want to be one and done. I didn't want one script to be produced and that's it. I was hoping to have somebody out there that would speak for me, because I'm not great in a pitch session. I'm not great in a pitch meeting. And so I contacted Stage 32, and I told them what I write, what my geographical situation was, and I flat out asked, who should I pitch? And every single one of them came back with the name Tiffany Boyle at Ramo Law. And I pitched her. We started working together like 7 days later. She gave me some notes. They were really good. They were really precise, to the point. I turned the script back into her, and maybe another week after that, we were pitching.
Unbelievable. And so can you talk a little bit about, so those people who are not familiar with Stage 32, you've been in the community for a very long time, and I know you and I have talked that it's the only social media that you are on as a creative. So can you talk a little bit more about Stage 32 for people who may not be familiar with what it is?
It's a website for unknown creatives without any contacts, and it's a website that helps make dreams come true. There's really no other way to say it. It was a dream of mine. I never thought I'd get there, to be honest with you. And I just stayed at it. I just plugged away, and I kept working and trying. I kept learning, and it's kind of important, and people handle it different ways. I tried to let Tiffany do her job. I wasn't on the phone with her every 5 minutes. It's just a website. It's more than an education website. It's a networking website. It's a lot of things that are, it just gives me access that I would never otherwise have.
That's incredible. And, what I think is really incredible is, like you said, that it's a place where dreams come true. And that's, our founder and CEO, RB, always said he envisioned Stage 32 as a dream factory, and being able to provide access and opportunity for people who wouldn't normally have that, that opportunity, depending on where they're geographically located. And what's been really great about your story, Joe, is that some of the people that are involved now on the producing team are, we have Tiffany from Ramo Law, and she's a Stage 32 educator. And she also works with our script services team. And then we also have Jordan Yale Levine from Yale Productions. He's one of the lead producers. He's one of our educators. And Stephanie Monslave from Quiver Distribution is handling the distribution for the company, and she's one of our Stage 32 educators.
Right.
So this truly is a Stage 32 incubated production, which is extremely exciting.
Yeah,
and best of all, it came from, you sitting in Pennsylvania.
right. Yeah. It's been great. I mean, again, I never thought we'd get there. The thing about Tiffany, there's a lot of special things about Tiffany, but she just doesn't care about your address. And again, that's probably for me the most important part of Stage 32. It just doesn't matter where you live. And I really am not a creative guy when it comes. I have no artistic abilities. I can't play music, but writing was something people seem to take to what I would write, and it was just a matter of being patient and finding the right contacts. And just like Stage 32, Tiffany, there's a lot of people that are responsible for the movie getting made. Paul Layden, the director, Ann Clemens, the producer, Ash Christian, the producer, Jordan Yale Levine, Yale Productions. But I mean, after I talked to you guys, like Tiffany, like she moved heaven and earth to make it happen, to get it done. And I will always, she's a big hero of mine. I'll always be in her debt.
Right. Well, we're huge fans of Tiffany and Elsa and the entire Ramo Law team. They're fantastic, and I think that's true to be said. That we eat, sleep, and breathe the success of our community. And what I think was great is that you reached out to our script services team and you said, "This is what I'm doing as a writer. This is what I want to do, and this is what I have. And what are your suggestions?" Because the thing is that us at Stage 32, we're on the phone all day, every day with executives, managers, agents, producers. We have such a finger on the pulse of what's going on. So it's exciting for us to have been able to make that connection for you to get it to where it's at right now.
Yeah.
Now, Joe, a quick question for you. I want to talk a little bit about Chick Fight because it's a female-driven movie, and and you're a male writer, and I love the fact that you invoke this really strong, powerful female script. So, can you talk a little bit more about the script and where it came from, and just tell us a little bit more about it?
No, I mean, I know the fighting is going to take center stage, but I mean, Chick Fight is a story about friendship. It's a story about family. It's hopefully a kind of serves as a reminder that nobody is immune to having problems, no matter what your station in life is. And it's kind of a metaphor, but the best thing to do when you're in those darker times is to stand and fight. I mean, that's literally what the script was about. I mean, friendship and family are like the two big things in a script. As far as being a female-driven writer, I just that's what I want to write. There's not much more to it than that. Every woman in my life, from my wife to my daughter to my mother to my sister to almost every boss I've ever had has been a female. Like all of them have been like strong women, and I just enjoy writing that kind of character.
So what you're saying is write what you want to write.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, no, yeah, it's that simple. I mean, eventually, whatever you're writing, whatever genre you're writing, it's going to come back into vogue. If it's not in vogue right now, eventually it will. I mean, genres come and go with time, and it's just I sit down even when I wasn't selling anything. I could sit down and enjoy myself. I wasn't satisfied, but I was happy. I was happy, writing, just doing the work.
Sure.
Yeah. And I kind of found out, it's kind of funny. I found out and I don't write well at home or in quiet. Most of Chick Fight was written in a bar and called Permane Brothers. It's kind of a famous bar in Pittsburgh. It's kind of a chain restaurant. It's like a bar restaurant. And like, I don't know. I like the people watching. I like the sound. Like I don't write well in a quiet environment. I found that out pretty early going on. I like to write out in public, out in with other people around.
I love that. And everybody has their own creative muse. So you like to be where it's loud and in public. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Now, like I'm curious, I know you love writing strong female characters.
yeah.
Like, do you have advice for people who might be writing female characters and where they can find inspiration to make their characters stronger?
Like again, I kind of looked at the women I know, and I mean, I don't. There's this. People seem to think that maybe women are being written better than ever. I don't know if that's true. Like they're either being written as overwhelmingly superhuman or just not very important. And I kind of like to write them as people, as broken people. Like everybody else, everybody's broken, and it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. I don't know if I have great advice for you. I think you just have to write them as they are. Like they're not perfect, but just they're not helpless either. I hate when women are written like that, and they're not perfect. They're not helpless. And that's how I try to write them.
No, that's you do a great job. So I think that's just awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, one thing that I'd love to talk about, Joe, is when you had the script finished and you signed up for a Stage 32 pitch session with Tiffany Boyle. You wanted to get some feedback on the concept and the pitch, and Tiffany fell in love with it. She loved the concept. She loved the pitch so much so that you guys started working together. Now, when you sent your script to her, can you talk about what that script looked like versus what the ultimate shooting script looked like and everything that happened in between?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was what I wrote early on and what I turned in, as my last draft of the script to like the producers and the directors and everybody. It was pretty similar, actually. Tiffany wasn't looking for wholesale changes, just like little tweaks here and there, little character moments here and there. It was more story. She wasn't trying to rewrite the jokes or anything like that. It was more character oriented, quite notes that she had, and again, they were very, very to the point, very easy to follow. Like she made everything crystal clear, and she made it a better script. I mean, just her notes made it a better script, and we've worked on other stuff, and I've gotten notes from coverage agencies before, other people before, but nobody gives notes better than she does. Like she's tremendous at it.
She's got an amazing eye. She
Yeah.
really does. She really does.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that's really exciting too is that you now have a management team actually.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about some of the success that you're having. I know you can't talk about the specifics.
Yeah.
I know you can't name names, but why don't you talk a little bit about what's next for you?
Yeah, like things are being pitched. We've worked on some pilots. We worked on another feature, again, all female driven, and they are being actively pitched. We have an attachment on one, a producer attachment that's a pretty big deal. And whether anything comes of it, time will tell. But like we're moving forward, and again, it's just not a spot I ever envisioned myself being in, and I mean, so there's so many people to thank, but it all started with you guys.
Oh, I appreciate that, and I appreciate the love that you have for Stage 32 and our team and our community, and we're really happy and proud to have been a part of this journey, because I think you and I had met so many years ago when this had all happened, when the ball started rolling, and it took years to get here, and a lot of patience, but ultimately here we are, and we're so excited for you. And one of the things too, Joe, I'd love for you to chat about is you have such an inspiring story. So, can you give some advice to writers or any creative professionals who might be watching this that, might be kind of stuck or wondering, can I do this or should I do this? Can you give some advice to them?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and I hate to fall back on cliches, but I mean, if you quit, you'll never know. I mean, you just never know. You got to press on, and it's like you're talking to a guy again who had no industry connections, no clue how to even properly format a screenplay. And I learned, and the smartest thing you can do, I think if you're a member of Stage 32 and you haven't introduced yourself literally to the staff, then you should, like, right away. And it's just, this is my name, this is where I live, this is what I write. What do you think of this going forward? And if you have to make yourself known to Stage 32 in order for them to properly help you. And I think that's like the first thing you should do, like, right away, is do that. Introduce yourself, let them know who you are and what you do. And it worked for me.
It makes us so happy. We say all the time on Stage 32, it doesn't get handed to you. You have to work for it. We always say 50% of your job is the craft and 50% is networking. And you have to be willing to put in the time and put yourself out there. And you did that. And here you are.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not a great networker, like I am not a great networker. Again, I'm not great in a pitch session. I'm not great on a webcam. And find somebody who is. There are other people, Tiffany, and there's others in that vein on Stage 32 that can help you out. And you just have to find them, and in order to do it, talk to Stage 32.
We love it. Well, Joe, wishing you a ton of success. We're going to continue to follow your journey.
Thank you
You
so
are
much.
inspiring as hell to the team here, to the community here, and we're just super proud of you. And thank you so much for being a part of the Stage 32 community.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.